Get started. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Sophie. I'm in the customer marketing team, and I'm joined by my colleague and customer support extraordinaire, Shane Cowell. Hi, Shane.
Hi.
So in this session, we'll be going through some simple tips and tricks to find support that's right for you using Mable. But first, we acknowledge the traditional custodians of country throughout Australia and recognise their continuing connection to land, waters, and culture. We pay our respects to their elders past, present, and emerging, and we extend that respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people joining us for this webinar today. So this section will focus on getting started with the Mable platform, from understanding your needs to building a team of independent support workers that suit you. And we'll have some platform demonstrations along the way. Even if you've been using Mable for a while now, we hope you'll learn something new and helpful today. So the first step to finding support that fits you best is having a really clear understanding of your own needs. Many of you might have a home care package or another type of funding, and you might have a support plan that outlines the type of support you need. But there's more to consider before you search for workers or post a job on Mable. So let's go through that now. Here's a simple way to look at it. You're going to hear this more than once today, but a lot of the time, these are the three main factors to consider when thinking about the support you need. So there's what, when, and who. So the what is what types of support are you looking for? The when is the support required? And who do you imagine is providing these supports to you? On Mable, we have 4 categories of support. We have daily living, social, and community activities, which includes things like housework, gardening, meal prep, and more. Personal care, which is things like showering and palliative care. Nursing, which includes all things to do with medication management and wound care, etc., as well as allied health, such as psychology, physiotherapy, and more. The reason these categories are separated is not only because they help meet different needs, but also because they require different certifications from our independent support workers. So for example, workers providing personal care require at least a Cert 3 or 4, and workers offering nursing care must be registered nurses. It's also important to remember that all of our independent support workers on Mable go through a strict approval process before they can provide support. So this includes things like police checks, reference checks, identity checks, certification checks, and more. The next thing to consider is when is the support required? So do you need support on particular days at particular times, or can you be more flexible? Will you need ongoing, continuous support, or is it only for a certain period of time? Perhaps for respite or while another carer or a close family member is on holidays. The good thing about Mable is it lets you find support at times that suit you. We're not reliant on any rostering systems. So if you're looking for things like overnight support or early morning support, etc., you will likely find independent support workers who can accommodate that, of course, depending on your area as well. And the who. So again, the beauty about Mable is that you get to choose who supports you. So this means you can spend some time thinking about the type of person you'd feel more comfortable with. And getting your match right is a really crucial part of the process. So some things to consider are, the age of the person providing support. Do you have the best connection with people of a certain age, or is it not that important to you? The gender, does it matter? Maybe it depends on the job. So for example, if it's a personal care role, you might be more particular about the gender who supports you, or if it's an out and about in the community role, you might not mind. Personal preference should come into play here. And personality type. Do you prefer quiet, gentle, reserved people or big personality type people? Also, the role comes into play here. So are you looking for someone to help you form new connections, or would someone quieter make you feel more peaceful at home? Let me just have a quick look in the chat here. I think we've got a couple of questions. Did any of my colleagues want me to look at the chat? Is that why you raised a hand?
Hi there. I just wanted to, we can't see the slides that big. We can see, yeah, you might want to make it bigger, but up to you.
Okay, thank you. I'll see if I can zoom in a little bit. Okay, great. Well, we're up to our demonstration portion now, so I will hand it over to Shane, and maybe Shane, if you can zoom in a little bit on your demo page, that would be helpful. So I'll stop sharing my screen now, and Shane's going to take us through a demo of searching workers on the platform, and then we'll get to posting a job as well.
Thanks, Sophie. Okay, so I'll share my screen. How is that looking?
Perfect, thanks.
Not a problem, thank you. So everybody, browsing workers on the Mable platform in your local area is a very easy process. Firstly, you'll need to make sure that you have your own Mable account set up. And once you have a Mable account set up, you'll be able to browse support workers in your local area using the search workers feature on your Mable account, which I'll take you through in a moment. The search workers feature, or the browsing workers, is a great way to understand what kind of support is available in your local area. And it also allows you to find out about the support worker before reaching out to them. And you'll also be able to reach out to them and send them a direct private job post. So we have two forms of job posts, which we'll go through today. And one is a private job post where you don't want it to be seen by everybody on the platform in your local area, but you can message directly a private job post. And so when you choose a public job post, that job post is seen by everybody in the local area, which we'll take you through later. But keeping to the search workers feature, you can see here right now on the screen, we have the main dashboard of a Mable account. And on the Mable menu options down the left-hand side of the screen, we've got the Search Workers tab. Once you select Search Workers on your dashboard, you will be able to enter in the postcode of where you wish to search workers, and you will choose the area from the list. So you can actually search for support workers in any postcode area in Australia. You simply select search, and from there you will select if the support will be for a child. In this instance, it will be no. And you follow the prompts underneath at the bottom of the screen, selecting next. As you move through the search criteria, you will be asked what type of support would you like the support worker to provide. And here you will be notified, or you'll be able to see the different 4 support categories that we offer. For this instance, we will keep it nice and simple. We will go through daily living, social and community activities. We will select next. You will then select the types of support activities you would like help with. In this instance, we will select gardening. We'll select next. From there, you will select if you wish to have a male or female support worker, and then you'll select the results.
Hey, Shane.
Yep.
Can I just get you to zoom in on your screen a little bit more? We're just finding it a bit small. The 3 dots in the right-hand corner on the top. You should be able to do a little bit of a zoom. And will that work if you go into your actual browser? Yeah, that's it. And see the zoom? Yep, you got it. Awesome.
Is that better?
Yeah, maybe even one more. Thank you.
Are we all good? Thank you for that. Thank you, Sophie. So as you can see, when we click on See Results, here we have the results in our search based on the criteria that we selected. When you are faced with your search results, you'll have a range of filters down the center of the screen that allow you to choose from things like the days that you wish to receive the support, you'll be able to adjust the types of support you wish to receive, and as well, you'll be able to select all the different services that are available within the services that we offer. So the filters here are down the middle. From here, you'll be able to then see the different support workers are available. So you can see here just a brief understanding of their bio and how far away they are located from you. You'll be able to add a support worker to your shortlist. So on the left-hand side, we have a shortlist here. So this allows you to search for support workers, but also as well add them to your shortlist so you don't need to keep searching for them every time you wish to find them on the platform. Within your search results, you'll also be able to view their profile. So you can click View Profile. This is where you can contact a support worker directly with a private message in the form of a private job post. And when you look at their profile, you'll be able to see their bio, when they're available. You'll be able to see the services that they offer. You'll also be able to see their indicative rates in terms of what they charge per hour. And then you'll also be able to see their reviews, as you can see here with Joseph. Thanks, Sophie.
Thanks, Shane. I'll go back to the presentation now. And I've just been informed that we could see my speaker's notes before. So Shane, if you can just let me know, can you still see my speaker's notes, or is that just the slide now?
Just wait, there we go. It's just the slide.
Just the slide, perfect. Okay, sorry about that, everyone, before. So before we go into the demonstration of posting a job, Shane, would you mind telling us what exactly is posting a job and what are the benefits of it?
Yes, so posting a job is where, in this instance, posting a public job is where you will post a job that lets support workers in your local area know what kind of support you are seeking. And the benefits of a job post is that a job post is seen by all available support workers in your local area. And it's also seen by those that match the criteria that you select in your job post, which I will show you in a moment. The great thing about a job post is that you can enter in details around what you're looking for in more detail. And you can also enter in the kind of support worker you're seeking, such as personality and interests. And this is important because at times when you're posting a job on the platform, you may post a job for a specific service, such as gardening again, but on other times you may post a job for personal care and you would get along with a certain kind of support worker, or you'd want to have a chat with them and, certain things that allow you to feel comfortable. And so by posting a job on the platform, you're able to post a job that is specific to your needs and interests, which means that you have a better experience with your support worker and you find somebody that really meets your needs and criteria.
Great. I'll let you take over for the demo.
Thank you. Okay, so how do we post the job on the platform? Can everybody see my screen okay?
Yes.
Fantastic. So again, we're on the dashboard. And again, posting a job is very easy, just like searching workers. When we wish to post a job, we select jobs from the menu options. When we select jobs, we select post a job. And when we do that, we are given two options. We have a standard job post, which is ongoing support or one-off after 3 days. And then we have a last minute job, which is a job post where you need somebody within 4 to 48 hours. It's important to note that we need to make sure that if you're choosing a last minute job post, that your profile and payment options are selected and filled in. So then that way you can then find a support worker as soon as possible within that 4 to 48 hour period without having to worry about setting everything else up. So if you do need a last minute job post, just make sure that your profile and payment options are completed. So for today's example and walkthrough, I'm going to show you a standard job post. So with a standard job post, you will select standard job post, and straight away you are provided or asked to select from the 4 categories of service activities that we offer or support workers fall under. So for this instance, you can see here we've got your daily living and community activities. We have personal care, nursing, and allied health supports. So we have a great range for you there to choose from. When you, for this example, we're just going to choose daily living social community activities. You can choose a range of different options in these categories, but it's important to understand that support workers won't fall under every category, and I'll explain why. They're self-employed support workers, which means that they get to choose what activities and what kind of supports they can provide. And so let's just say, for example, a nursing or a nurse support worker may not provide social and domestic supports. So when you're posting a job, make sure that you think about the logic of the support that you're seeking. My recommendation would be to keep it to 1 category. So then that way you're able to find support workers based off a job post to your requirements for that individual category that you're looking at and what you need. So say, for example, you would post a job for gardening, just as gardening. If you're looking for somebody that's looking for, you need help domestically, just post under social support, domestic and social support, and then choose just cleaning, for example. So for this example, we're going to select daily living social community activities. From here, again, we will just choose light gardening for this example. We select next. We then enter the suburb that you wish to post your job in or advertise where you're looking for support workers. You will then select continue, and you're then asked for how frequent you would like this support. So the great thing about Mable is you have the freedom, choice, and control to choose how frequently you want your support. You can do this by choosing if you wish to go with weekly, fortnightly, or monthly. For this example, we'll go weekly. From there, you can choose how many sessions you wish to have in that weekly period, and you can choose how long each session runs for. The great thing about Mable is that you can have somebody for as little as 30 minutes, but it's important to note that self-employed support workers need to be able to make sure that they have ample amount of hours for it to be worthwhile. So we recommend that you work off a minimum of 1 hour per session. So then that way you've got your coverage. From there, you can then choose if you wish to have the support as soon as possible, or if you would like a specific date. For this example, we're going to choose as soon as possible. And then you can choose between I'm flexible or I have specific days and times. So you can actually select your day and you can break it down to when you want that support. For example, you may need support in the morning with helping you from 9 a.m. with your morning routine. For this example, we're going to go with I'm flexible. If there's any additional notes that you need to leave for the support worker based on the hours, or you want to let them know that you're flexible around certain days, you can leave any notes at the bottom. And once you've entered in all your details, you can select continue. And this is where we then enter in all the details around our job post. So for example, we are looking for a garden support worker or somebody to assist with gardening. So we would put in here, gardening supports required on a monthly, or in this example, we're saying on a weekly, required weekly for a small garden. From here, we would then just put in a description around what kind of support tasks that you need assistance with. So you can see here, I'm seeking an experienced and friendly gardener who can assist me with the following garden tasks. And the great thing is you can put it into any wording that you want, but you just need to make sure that you're clear on this. And then you can then list all the different tasks that you need assistance with. From there, what would what's important for the support worker to know about you? This is optional. This is where if you was something like personal care, you may wish to put in a brief description of yourself and then, the kind of support worker you're looking for in terms of interests or how they are with their personality. Because it's gardening, we may choose not to put anything in there, but if you wanted to, if there was any special requirements around your garden, then you can list that as well, just as it's important to know. For example, do you have a dog in the back garden? Is there something that they need to understand about that? Is there going to be any children around? Once you've done that, you can then put in your preferences. So again, this gives you freedom, choice, and control around the kind of support worker you do take on. With this, you may wish to just put in there that things like someone who is local. You may also want to put in there someone that has their own equipment, somebody that's friendly and proactive. So then that way you're able to find somebody that can come to your home and do the gardening while you're out down the shops or, out with your family. From there, it's as simple as selecting your gender preference. And then from there, you can preview the job post and then simply select post to local workers. And the great thing after that is you can actually, if you're not ready to post the job, you can actually select exit save job post, and it will save it in your jobs there for later on if you need to come back to it. Thanks, Soph.
Awesome. Thank you, Shane. Now let's go through, now that we know how to post a job, let's go through how to write a great job post. And I hope that this answers some of the questions that we've had in the chat so far as well.
Fantastic. Thank you, Sophie. So it's important to note that when you're writing a great job post or to write a great job post, you need to follow what you can see on the screen. So you need to ensure that you understand if it's going to be ongoing or one-off support. You need to make sure that you understand and you've got it clear what the dates and times of the job and the support is. Also as well, understand and where the location of the job is going to take, or the support is going to take place. And then making sure that you're clear in terms of a bit about yourself and the tasks that are involved. So making sure that if it is something that's important to you, making sure a bit about yourself in terms of age, gender, personality, likes, and hobbies. You would also want to basically ensure that if you have specific goals, so is there anything that you're trying to achieve from the support? Specific skills and interests and qualifications that you would like to have the support worker have themselves that are important to you. And if you are wanting to travel somewhere, you want to make sure that you're including that they have a car. And when you do, I guess, have a talk with them, you would also as well want to make sure that they have a driver's license and you can see all the qualifications on their profile. And then you want to make sure that you have all your must-haves and nice-to-haves in there as well. So then that way you're really making it clear as to what you want and be specific as possible. So then that way you're attracting the right support worker. If you're very vague, what's going to happen is you're going to receive responses from many self-employed support workers. But the more clear and the more specific you can be, the better. And you don't need to go into too much detail, which we'll talk about later, which is right now, which is fantastic. So job posts, they don't need to be war and peace. They don't need to be too long with too much detail, just the important parts of what you need and what you're seeking. If there is specifics around personality and interests, if there's certain skills, if there's certain qualifications that you're looking for, make sure that you have that in there. So then that way the support workers that meet that criteria respond to you. But again, you don't need to go into too much detail. As I mentioned earlier before, with gardening, it's a service. It may be, you can make it quite specific and just leave it at that with not too much detail. But with personal care, you may want to go into more detail. So then that way you have somebody that you feel comfortable around having personal care supports. But also as well, when you're having domestic, you want to be able to have a chat and, you know, feel comfortable with the person being in your home, seeing your personal things. So you may want to go into a bit more detail then.
Awesome. Thanks, Shane. So now that we've searched for workers or we've posted a job, it's time to make our decision. So decide which support worker we'd like to choose. So could you please walk us through manage workers?
Yeah, thank you, Sophie. So once you start to receive responses to your job post, we want to be make it as easy as possible for you to be able to manage those responses. So to do so, we use the Manage Workers tab, and in the Manage Workers tab, you will see your responses that you've received to your job post. You'll also see a brief breakdown or a brief introduction of the bio from that support worker, and you'll be able to read their message. And if you've posted 1 to 2 different job posts, because there may be times where you're looking for different supports or a different number of supports, and you may have 1 or 2 there, you can actually filter the responses based on your job. So this is a great way to be able to manage everything in one place. So then that way you're not having to go through individual messages and get lost there. So again, that's just the Manage Workers tab.
Great. So another way to help you make your decision on which support worker to choose is to have a meet and greet. So meet and greets are a fantastic way for you to meet a support worker before they start providing your support, so that you can work out if you feel comfortable with them and if they're the right fit for you. So many clients on Mable organize meetups at a local cafe or other public areas. Some might even invite a potential support worker into their home for a cup of tea. This interview is about making all parties feel comfortable and helping you find the right support. So it's important that you agree on a meeting place that works for you both. Before you meet up with your potential support worker, you should think about how you'd like them to assist you. So, for example, if you're looking for daily living support, some specific things you might need help with could be shopping for groceries at your local supermarket, and then help with cutting up all the vegetables and general meal preparation. A great support worker should have a personality that's compatible with yours. So you and your potential workers meetup can be as formal or informal as you'd like, but it might help you to have a couple of questions handy so you can get an idea of their personal qualities. So you can ask something along the lines of, what do you think sets you apart from other support workers? Or can you tell me about a difficult experience you had with a client? Or just something as simple as, what do you like to do in your free time? Also, one of the key reasons that the Mable team encourages workers to meet with clients before receiving support is so that you have an opportunity to see the worker's qualifications. Don't be afraid to ask your potential support worker to bring along copies of their qualifications if you'd like. You can request this when you're messaging them via the Mable app. And finally, bring along a pen of paper and something to write with. And if you have a loved one or another carer who helps you with your support needs, they're also very welcome to come along to the meet and greet to help you make your decision. And a tip, you don't have to do an in-person meetup if you're not comfortable or if it's too difficult. You can easily do a meet and greet over video call through the Mable platform. So you can see here on the right, that is a screenshot of an inbox message between you and a support worker. There is a little video camera icon at the top, and you can use this to have a virtual or online video call with your potential support worker. Great. So once you've done your meet and greet and you've decided to move ahead with a support worker, it's time to sign a service agreement. So support sessions on Mable can't take place without a signed service agreement. A service agreement is a document that outlines the terms relating to support services, the rate of the service, and the schedule of the support agreed on by you and your support worker. So why are agreements important? With a signed agreement, both you and your support worker are covered by our suite of insurances. These protect you for every support session logged through Mable and invoiced via Mable. So once you have made an agreement through the Mable platform, your support worker is immediately covered by these high-level insurance policies for any support hours worked under the agreement. And by agreeing to our terms and conditions as a user of Mable, you and your support worker are also covered by these policies. Please note that you and your support worker aren't covered for work if it's arranged or invoiced outside the Mable platform. So this is the process for how agreements work. So firstly, your chosen worker will send you an agreement in the platform. You'll get a notification that you have received an agreement. You review and accept the agreement. However, if you disagree with any of the terms in the agreement, you can reject the agreement. You can then go back into your inbox and open the conversation between you and that support worker and let them know if there's anything that you would like to change in the agreement before you move ahead, or why you rejected the agreement. And it's very important to message within the platform here to ensure your safety. And number 4, once the agreement is signed, your support worker, like I said, is immediately covered by the high-level suite of insurance policies. This is just an example of what your inbox looks like. Shane's already walked us through this, but what the inbox looks like and a message here between you and your support worker. Tip. If you are unable to accept an agreement for any reason, it might be because you haven't completed your profile. So make sure that your profile is completed, including emergency contact information and payment details, and then you should be able to accept an agreement. An agreement should cover all the details of your support. And if there's anything particularly important to you that is not included in this list, you can request that it be covered in the agreement. So things like where the support services will occur, when they will occur, what types of support you'll be receiving, the agreed hourly or flat rates, what kind of activities the support worker will help you complete, the terms pertaining to minimum hours per support session, any cancellation policies or policy on finishing early and late, terms on when the agreement might be changed or updated or terminated and what happens in each of those cases, and terms relating to any feedback or complaints and how they should be handled. So that covers making your decision. And now we wanted to talk a little bit about building your support team. So if you have one worker, but you don't have more than one, it could be a great time to consider growing your team. So why is this important? So number 1, having multiple support workers means that someone else can help substitute if required. So having at least another support worker who knows you and your routine and your preferences means you've got someone to step in when needed. So for example, if your main worker gets sick or goes on holidays, that way you don't have to worry about your gaps in your care and everything keeps running smoothly. Number 2, one size doesn't fit all. Like Shane and I have mentioned a couple of times, the person who helps you with personal care at home might not be the best fit for a trip to the library or an afternoon with the grandkids. So different activities need different skills, and having a small team means that you get the right support for the right moments. Number 3, everyone brings something special to the table. So their personality, interests, culture, and life experiences. Having a mix of support workers can add richness to your life, bringing new conversations, ideas, and connections. And number 4, importantly, more support workers equals more safeguards for you. So if you live alone or you don't have family nearby, having more than one support worker also helps keep an eye on things. It's an extra layer of safety ensuring that someone always knows how you're doing. So the key takeaway, a strong support team gives you security, flexibility, and opportunities to live life the way you want. But how do you build your support team? So we'll go through a couple of tips on how best to do this using Mable. With a little planning and the right approach, you can build a team that truly meets your needs. So here are some key things to consider. Number one, you can involve your current support worker. So if you already have a great support worker, why not ask them to help you find others to join the team? Many people in the Mable community have found this approach really helpful. Your current worker can take the lead in using Mable and assist with admin tasks and make the whole process smoother. Number two, check your skill sets. So take a moment to think about the gaps in your current team. Are there specific skills or experiences that would make a difference? So for example, maybe you need someone qualified to help you with exercise or someone who's great at social outings. Once you've checked the skill sets, you can identify any gaps there. Number three, think about the support that you need. Consider what your daily life looks like, and particularly if there have been any recent changes to that. So for example, is there a new medical condition that you need specialized support with? Or have there been more mobility issues that you might benefit from a physiotherapist? So different people have different strengths, and matching the right person to the right role is key here. And number four, writing a good position description. So once you know what's needed, put it in writing. A simple position description helps everyone stay on the same page. It outlines the roles, expectations, and any necessary qualifications. Plus, it's a great reference if things need adjusting down the track. And then you can use this position description in your Mable job post. So if you get stuck along the way, where should you turn to get help on Mable? I'll let Shane talk you through this next slide.
Sophie. So for real-time support, we have the live chat, or we recommend using our live chat feature or phone call. These are the fastest way to connect with our support team. And for non-urgent matters, we always recommend using email, or you can inquire from basically whichever way you prefer that works for you best. So generally, if you send an email, you would get a response within 1 to 2 business days. But also as well, you may not need to contact us, as we have our articles on our website that cover a wide range of topics, such as home care packages, support notes, rates, and more. So we have lots of articles there on our help center for that.
Fantastic. Thanks, Shane. So we'll move on. We've got some time for questions. So Tash, did we have any outstanding questions that Shane and I can try and answer?
Yeah, we received a question from David. David said that I'm brand new to Mable. In fact, I don't commence until next Friday week. I'm not getting much or almost nil response to my job descriptions. What am I doing wrong?
Shane, do you have any insight on that one?
Yeah, that's a great question. It may be so. In terms of, look at the amount of detail that you've got in there. If it's a vague job post, so not making it clear as to what kind of support you need. Alternatively, making sure that if your job post includes a wide range of different supports, such as personal care and gardening, and say domestic supports, it may be too much for one support worker. So a support worker may not be thinking, may read it and go, I can't assist with that. Alternatively, it may be something along the lines of that you're looking for supports at a specific time of day. And so you've said, I want supports at 9 a.m., for domestic supports. And it may be that in your area, there's a lot of support workers there, but 9 a.m. may not be suitable. So you may just need to put in the job post that you're flexible with your available with the support hours for the ideal support person. It may be as well that, again, in terms of just making it clear as to your, I guess, without putting too much detail in, just making it clear and specific to a description of yourself in terms of what your needs are as well. So just making sure that you've got that to the point. Yeah.
And also, I'll add there, Shane, and correct me if I'm wrong, but if you need more help, call the phone number. Call the number on the previous slide and let us know the issues that you've been having.
Yes, and it is important to know, and this is for everybody to understand, if you have recently signed up to Mable and you have posted a job on the platform, you do have what we call a matching specialist that assists you with finding the ideal support workers. So they're here to answer questions for you. So if you call Mable, you will be directed to the matching specialist that's been assigned to you and to assist you. And they can also look at rewriting the job post or looking at the job post for you. So I would recommend that as well if you're struggling as to, what changes you need to make. And we can also look at where you're posting and advertising for support workers in different areas that may be close to you. Your matching specialist is very experienced in assisting you with that, so they'll be able to assist you pretty quickly.
Awesome. We also received another question. Should I hire workers from Mable platform? Can I bring a contracted worker already in place?
You can invite a support worker to join the Mable platform. So that could be a support worker that you have in place, as long as, as long as they're happy to sign up to Mable, just have a conversation with them. But you can easily invite a support worker from your account to sign up to Mable and have them provide the supports that you need. Yes.
Awesome. And then I think one more question. If I engage a support worker through Mable, do I need to pay a fee for service by Mable?
That's a great question again. So within the hourly rate that is charged or that you see on a support worker's profile, there is already included a small 7.95% fee that goes to Mable. So outside of that, there is no other costs. There's no cost for the support you receive from your matching specialist or from somebody that's helping you when you first get started. And that is the support that you receive from what we call a customer success specialist. You will receive a call from them and they will give you some assistance with posting your first job. So receiving that support is all part of being a part of Mable. There's no additional fees.
Thanks, guys. I think that's all the questions that have come through.
Awesome. Thank you, Tash. Thanks so much, Shane, for joining us and co-hosting this webinar. And thank you everyone who attended today. I hope you got something out of it, and we'll be sending the recording around in the next couple of days so you can have a look if there's anything you've missed. Oh, sorry, I see. Is there another one? Okay, great. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Have a lovely afternoon.
Thank you.